to Marshmallow Reads. I'm Marcy, and today I am celebrating my 1 year anniversary on BookTube. I cannot believe it's been a whole year already. That kind of just flew by so fast. It doesn't really feel like time exists anymore. It just happens, but the rate is constantly changing. I don't know if you feel the same way. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about some things I've noticed that are different from the past year compared to previous years when I wasn't reading for content. One of the first things I really wanted to look up were stat changes. So how many books I read in a year, average books read per month, that sort of thing. So looking back to 2019, I read a total of 31 books in that entire year with an average of 2.6 books per month. Not bad, especially for a grad student, I would say. I was still interested in books then. I was mostly getting recommendations off of Goodreads, Reddit, friends, and it wasn't until 2020 when I discovered the BookTube community. In 2020, I read 90 books. Quite a large jump from 2019, and the average number of books I read per month was 7.5. Up by quite a bit. There are a couple factors that went into this increase. Number one was the panic cotta that kept me at home for a good 4 months before I was able to return to lab. So even though I was doing work from home, my position at the time didn't actually require me to be working in actively for a lot. So I had a lot of downtime and I read a lot of books. And then it was late 2020 when I decided to make my own BookTube channel, and that definitely encouraged me to keep reading and reading and reading and reading. So for the stats for 2021, I'm not including December because it hasn't really happened yet. But so far, in 11 months, I have read 84 books. I've read a couple more since the beginning of December, and I should be hitting my Goodreads goal of 90 books this year again. It's very close. I'm 3 or 4 books away. And then the average books I've read per month is slightly up from last year at 7.6. Yeah, I just think it's kind of fun to take a look at these numbers and see what has changed, what has stayed the same. I'm very interested to see what 2022 is going to look like. Hopefully I continue to hit that 90 book goal a year because I have a lot to read. My TBR is over 500 technically, even though I know I'm never going to get to them, all of them, but I'm going to try. The next thing I wanted to take a look at was how much money I have spent on physical books and ebooks actually too. So in the past, the majority of the books I attained, owned books, were from the library, library sales. They're cheap and great and amazing. But since the last year, I hadn't really been going to those sales anymore and just not really shopping in person all that much. So I would say my overall consumption of books has increased a bit, monetarily, but more so with online purchases or ebook purchases, not so much going into Barnes & Noble or local bookstores. I would prefer that, especially to support local independently owned bookstores, but it's just not happening so much these days. But that's okay, because the majority of the books I'm reading are coming from my library, and I absolutely love libraries in general, especially mine. You gotta support them. They are wonderful institutions, and one of the few places that you can go without expecting to pay anything. Another thing I've noticed that has drastically changed since starting BookTube is my annotations. So previously I would never take notes on books, not in sticky notes or anywhere else, because I didn't really feel the need to. But now with making these videos, if I do not make notes in detail of my thoughts as I'm reading a book, I will not remember them, and the only thing I'll have to say at the end are vague ideas from what I remember about the book. So taking notes on a Word document or something has been massively helpful. I could not be doing this without taking those notes, or especially in ebooks, highlighting them and then making notes on that highlighted section and reading through them on Goodreads. Very helpful. I'm pretty sure the time I've spent reading has been about the same. Obviously an increase from 2019 to 2020, but just in the last 2 years, even before I started BookTube, it's been about the same. This has been my main hobby, or like one of my main hobbies, so it makes sense that I've been spending a lot of my time doing it. As for the types of books I'm reading, it's still kind of most of the same genres, like sci-fi, fantasy. I've also been picking up more books in literary fiction, romance, and nonfiction, which is pretty neat. I was also really excited to gain access to NetGalley. This is the service I use to get ARCs, or advanced reading copies. It allows me to read books that are not yet published and be able to write a review on them and spread the word about them to hopefully increase the amount of interest in these specific books. And I was so excited about my very first ARC. It was The Galaxy and the Ground Within by one of my favorite authors of all time, Becky Chambers. That was probably my favorite literary moment of last year. Like, I was just so excited and happy that I got approved for that one. In total, I read 7 ARCs and reviewed them as well. I have a couple waiting on my shelf that I need to actually get to at some point. But I am looking forward to reading more of these and reviewing more of these because the writing practice is good. Like, I know it's not the same, but writing reviews like this helps like the writing portion of my brain like do little workouts. Hopefully it's helping at least a little bit with my scientific writing because that one definitely needs some work. But yeah, I'm super excited for next year, both in terms of ARCs and just like books in general. I will be doing a TBR video at some point, mostly featuring the owned books that I still need to read, like basically this entire shelf and also some down here and on my ebook. Like, I need to read the books I have. It's a constant problem that I think most of us share in, but I need to start working on them. The last thing I wanted to say was thank you. Thank you all for watching my videos. It really does mean a lot to me. Like, every time I see another view or another like, especially comments, like I just get so excited and like feel kind of warm inside. Like, it's still bonkers that anyone at all would watch these videos, but so yeah, thank you for doing that, and I hope that you keep doing that. Please keep watching my videos. Yeah, if you liked this video or any of my other videos, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are so inclined, please leave a comment. I love seeing them and replying. And if you really like my videos, then subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing more videos like this for the rest of December, and then some other videos in the new year as well. With that, I hope you all have an amazing week. Do something nice for yourself, do something nice for others, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!